Hey there, it's the Shooting Guy, and thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of the Shooting Guy. Yeah. If you're a subscriber, right on. Thank you very much. Appreciate you a lot. Thanks for subscribing, folks. If you're just stopping by today, consider subscribing because we do a whole mess of things around here that deals with knives and guns and sporting and hunting and outdoors and hiking and all sorts of good outdoors types of funs. So if, let's see, if you're into video games, you may not like this channel. But if you're into being out of doors, I think you'll enjoy this channel. You know what? I think if you're even into video games, you'll probably enjoy this channel after you see the kind of fun we have. A couple days ago, came in the mail, I got a new toy, and I thought I'd share it with you. Now, there's a little bit of history behind this. I would not have normally purchased this had it not been for the fact that if I didn't purchase it, I'd have to pay shipping on something else. So I figured, all I needed was $15 more and I get free shipping. Then I started hunting around what could I get for the extra $15 because shipping was going to be quite a bit more, quite frankly. What could I get for $15 so I could save on shipping so that my overall cost would go down than if I just bought the one thing and then had to pay shipping. You know what I'm saying? You know how that kind of goes. So it's kind of it kind of entices you to buy more. But I did save a little bit of money and I get something that I didn't really necessarily expect to get. But I'm actually glad I got it. Here it is. And they spared no expense, by the way, on that sheath, huh? Can you tell? And here's the little tip protector. It's a Rough Rider, that's the brand name, large throwing Bowie. Or Bowie, if you like. And I saw that, I went, you know what, for 15 bucks, and it's going to knock off about another $10 worth of shipping, I'm going to give this a try. Look how shiny that is. Huh, kind of nice. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to roll some footage of us playing with this thing. There's, yeah, it didn't come with a sheath, not a real one, it came with this cardboard sheath. It's about all that's worth, although it does keep you from cutting yourself. And there's a little tip that kind of goes on the tip to protect you from stabbing yourself. So, you know, at least it came with that. Let's get right to the pros and the cons. The pros? Well, you know, for $15, it's a pretty good knife, I gotta say. Pretty tough. You know, we threw it. It's supposed to be a throwing knife, so we did throw it around quite a bit, and you'll see some of that footage now. And it being 440 stainless, which can be a con, I would have loved to have this been a carbon steel more than a stainless steel, because it did take a, you know, we had to throw it a few times before we had how the balance kind of goes, and it whacked into stuff, and I would have been a little bit afraid of it just kind of chipping and breaking, but it didn't. It held up pretty good, so it may be tempered in such a way that it adds some strength. Don't have any idea what its hardness rating is, though. I can't find anything on that. So, hey, Rough Rider, if you're out there listening and you know what the hardness rating is, let us know, could you? Very sharp out of the box. I mean, look at this. Look at us cutting. It's incredible. I would have not expected something that was as inexpensive as this and coming from China. And I don't want to give, you know, the Chinese manufacturers out there a bad rap, but, you know, more often than not, the QC on those things aren't very good. Should still cut well. Nice. And that's a nice thick piece of plasticky kind of cardboard stuff. Oh. That's pretty good. Still sharp. But this one, man, it was very sharp. Now, they may have touched it up when they got it here to the States. I don't know that. But I didn't have to touch it up at all. And you can see how we were able to cut paper. Very nice. Good reach. I kind of like that. The cons? It's a little limited in use. You know, it's a throwing knife. So these micarta scales, the handle itself, lends itself to being able to slip out of your hand easily and roll out like you should. And I'm not a professional thrower by any means, but I do have some fun with it sometimes. And I could see that, yeah, this handle was helpful in throwing it, even though I may have been throwing it this way a few times. You know, we did some experimenting with different throwing techniques. But had it had a different handle, maybe something with a finger choil or something on it, it would have been a little more useful in other applications. But for throwing, I guess it's fine. The other con, it didn't come with a sheath. It had this piece of paper. But at least I didn't cut myself. And, you know, I got to give them credit. It did have a little tip on it, which I do use and throw on there. That just gives me an opportunity to go check out some sheaths that might be able to fit this if I'm thinking about wearing this on my hip for any reason. Now, what I will say, after we threw this a lot, maybe after about the 15th throw, so I guess that's not a lot of throws, it started to vibrate. I could hear it starting to, you know, vibrate. And, you know, take a listen to this one. I'm sure you'll hear it.
And have it go into the water.
Yeah, you see what I mean? So what happened was the micarta scales started coming off. They started pulling away because of the vibration. This blade vibrates a lot when you're throwing it and sticking it in the wood. And the vibration alone just started pulling away. As a matter of fact, I can see here, I don't know if you can see, probably can't, but there's a little bit of gap in there. I did stick it back in my vise, and I did punch down these rivets again because they started to pull through. And it's on there, but take a listen to this. Can you hear that? It's rattling around, so I'm a little disappointed in that. But for, hey, $15, what I might do, punch out these brass pins, rough up the underneath metal, rough up the micarta on the other side, get some epoxy or other type of strong adhesive, and then go ahead and set it all together and actually adhere the thing to the metal. And that may, well, that'll get rid of that, and hopefully it'll last a few more throws. Another thing I might do, I may actually go get myself another one of these and make some custom scales for it, keeping the pins. I could do that. Make some custom scales with finger grip and whatnot. The way it is right now, the edges are rounded off, so for my hand it is comfortable. But again, I don't have anything in here to hold down on, and I'll put a little finger choil probably so that I can get and hang on to it and it won't slide out of my hand if I want to use it to whack. Again, it's stainless steel. I don't know how durable this is going to be trying to chop wood. Probably not very. It would be better if it was carbon steel, like I said before. But nonetheless, for the price, not bad. Probably replace the scales on a second set so I can have one to play around with and throw with. I'll probably epoxy these down and then get another one, like I say, and make custom scales so I can use it for other purposes. Let me tell you a little bit about it. You ready? That's model number RR490, made in China. 440A stainless steel blade. Full tang construction. Nice black micarta handle scales. Brass rivets. Lanyard hole. Clip point blade. Blade length 9 inches. Overall length 13 7/8 inches. Well, there it is. You know, not too bad. Rough Rider. You know, most of you may know the story about what the Rough Riders are all about. That's Teddy Roosevelt's team that helped the United States win the battle against Spain. And you can do a little bit of research on that. If you like, I'll put a link down below. You can do a little bit of research. But anyway, they decided to name this knife, or this company named itself after Rough Riders, which I thought was kind of nice. It does have the little logo. I'll give you a close-up here. It says Tested Sharp. So I bet you they did touch it up after they got it back. Well, there you go. Leave me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Or if you have some questions, please leave some questions down below. I'll do the best I can to answer them. If you do have a Rough Rider knife like this, tell me of your experiences with them, okay? And I'll put a link, where you could probably purchase one of these. I paid a little bit of a premium, I noticed. I started hunting around and I found you could probably get this thing for a little bit cheaper when it's in stock. But evidently people buy these things, so they don't keep a whole lot in stock right at the moment. There was a run on it, I guess. That's all I got for you today. God bless you, God bless America, and may America bless God.